Second and goal. Nothing there as he was wrapped up around the ankle by Roy again.
With the 141st pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jaquelin Roy, defensive tackle out of LSU. Now, Jaquelin definitely has the size at 6'3", 305 pounds, but I think it's his ability to play over the center. That zero-nose technique may just land him on the field with the purple this season. Let's take a look at the film and see what he has to offer. Now, when we look at Jaquelin Roy, I think there's a way he fits in this defense, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about the potential for pass rush. Let's just go through some plays and show a little bit of juice this guy has, right? In this case, he's lined up as a 3 technique, meaning he's outside shade of the guard. And when you're at 3 technique, it's all about where the center goes. Why? Because as that center goes to the side away, you see this rush lane open up. So what is he going to do about it? He's got some potential here. Watch, he gets the club, the rip, and he gets that inside leg through, and he's able to get up and get a little pressure on the quarterback. All right, so he's one-on-one with the guard, big deal. Well, let's take a look at what happens when things go the opposite way. This time, the center is turning in his direction. He notices that, plays back into the center, and continues to rush the passer, but watch this. Gets that foot in the ground, able to cross the center's face and make a play on a scrambling quarterback. All right, we've seen him fire off the ball and get after the passer. How about when it's a draw play? They're trying to get something else out of him. This play is interesting because, number one, it's a blitz. You're going to see linebackers, everybody else blitzing through the B gap. He's here. He should stay in between the center and guard. Unfortunately, he works his way outside, which is he shouldn't be, but he has the power, the hand. Look at that, the heave. This guy's strong. So even when he gets out of position, he can get himself back in a hurry. All right, in this case, we're seeing Roy as more of a zero-nose, and we'll get to more of that later. But in this case, LSU likes to stunt. They like the loop. I think this provides some potential for his pass rush capabilities. As you'll see, he's looping all the way outside the guard. He gets chucked by the center, but he still has this speed, despite being way outside, to turn that corner and still get in on the quarterback. So the ability to dip and turn, he has that too. Now here's an example of a really smart play by Roy. And what do you mean by smart? Well, take a look at the situation here, right? You're at the goal line, all the big bodies in. This is old school football, right? This is fired up. This center is thinking, I've got to get off the football quickly and block this guy. Roy knows that, but watch what he does. He gives it the okey doke, the swim, the hands, gets the elbow to the back of the center. But notice this guard's pulling. He doesn't get in front of him. He waits. He lets this guy go by and then follows him down and makes this tackle way over here. All right, now finally, I think we're seeing Jaquelin Roy where we're going to see him this fall, the zero-nose, right? This isn't a bear front where you have linemen covering up the guards, but you have a D lineman here and a linebacker here. This guy is so good when zeroed up over the center. In this case, 23 runs through that gap, but watch his hands. Gets him on the center comes off, stays square, wraps up and makes a tackle. That's a darn good running back he just brought down in the backfield. All right, hand strength, placement, leverage, those are all very, very important for defensive linemen. You'll see him here, again, as a 3 technique. That tackle's trying to come down and cut him off. Watch this, foot in the ground, plant, separation, gets off, makes a tackle. You could teach this kid a lot of different techniques with that strength. Now, one of the characteristics of this LSU defense are the stunts, the slanting, and he does a very nice job of redirecting. What does that mean? That means when you're slanting one way, but the play is going the opposite. We're gonna see that exactly right here. He's outside the center. He's gonna loop to this other A gap. Now, point of interest, the pad level. He's gonna have to learn to keep those pads down. Pads are getting a little high in college. He might be able to get away with this. Not gonna be able to get away with this at the NFL level, but still, hand on the inside, vision in the backfield, separation, builds that base, comes off and makes a tackle. Get those pads down a little bit and he's gonna be even more destructive. All right, another example of Roy being the zero-nose and able to hold up on angle blocks. This is a beautiful play that he makes. Prior to the snap, guard uncovered, guard comes down, they're double teaming up to the linebacker here, but this guard has the angle on him and he knows it. He's playing back into this guard that blocked down on him, not into the center. That way he holds the middle of the field. The running back's hole gets collapsed. But look at this strength. Throws him off, holds his gap, and gets in on the tackle. Great job on the double team. All right, another example of Roy at the zero nose. In this case, you're gonna see 2 down blocks. Now, what's interesting is he's looping this way, but watch what he does. He just plays the piano, stays square, and makes a play on the ball. This first guard comes down, he gets hit by the tackle, comes off, and still makes the play. He's very, very good when he's a head up on the center. Now, when I first saw this next play, I thought maybe this was Dean Lowry, right? Kind of the same type of colors, but watch the way he plays this center. Again, I think in the bear type front, engaged, locked out, checks this one gap, works his way back in. That's what the Vikings saw in this guy. Now, how can I project that Roy's gonna get better? It's because of hustle and awareness. Couple plays right here back to back. You're gonna see him against Georgia. Guard pulls, he gets across the face, over the hold, ball on the ground, explodes and makes the play. Now, big men making plays, hustling. This play right here, I love. Quick throw to the outside. He's 30, 40 yards away. Look at this explosion. Running back is free. That is a touchdown if Roy doesn't sprint at least 50 yards to get there. You don't see big men making plays like this very often.